But as far as the voting goes, in places where people vote conservative, life just seems to be better. The economy is better. People have more rights. They get to keep their guns, etc. And then in places where people vote liberal, it's the other way around. So I see a value in voting. But if whatever your thoughts are, if you feel differently about it, or if you see some other avenue that we can take, I'm all ears, brother.
Well, I mean, I think what I personally think, I think the Jews don't give a damn about voting really because they realize that the one thing that they always gonna bring to the table is their money is their power. So they really
Yeah.
don't even care. You're gonna respect them regardless to what because they got money and they got power. We have to start getting to the point to where that we like when you sit back and you look at the gay community and see that they have more power than us, it's disgusting. All right, we're
It
willing
is.
to give more power to dysfunctional motherfuckers that's confused, that don't even know the difference between their gender, whether you're a male and a female. We're gonna reward you where if anything happens to you, it's a hate crime. For some reason, I don't care. Like it's a crime in America to be gay and broke. You do not find gay broke people. I'm sorry. So there's a reward in America for being gay, but to be black, it's a whole nother story. Everybody is doing better than us being black in America. And that's just the God's honest truth. Everybody's doing better than us. Everybody gets more respect. So until we sit up there and say, you know what? We're going to take back our power. We seen what the radio stations did in New York. This was the home of hip hop. We was the most intellectual rappers on this doggone earth. We controlled the pace. You had to be nice. You had to be saying something to be on the radio, to be out there and to be dope. Then they turned around and gave you these bubble gum, watered down South niggas. Hey baby, hey baby, when you step up in the club, hey baby. Like what the
They
fuck is
dumbed
you
the
talking
music down.
about? They dumbed the fucking music down ridiculously, took the message out the music. Now they control the music. They control the rock. They control the ball. You control. There is no R&B no more, unless they give you Chris Brown, which we love Chris Brown. But the truth of the matter is, we know he a Baphomet baby. He's part of the system. So you have no R&B no more. You took the love out of the music. You sat up there. You crucified Bill Cosby. So you killed the death of the Cosby Show was the death of the black family. Then you give us Empire with the little gay boy running around and the sons destroying the mother and the father and the father destroying each other. Then you turn around. That wasn't good enough. You give us fucking power. Well, okay. You don't went from disrespecting Empire because of the gay movement. And now after power, after the father was murdered by the son and the mother, now you got this new gay shit going on in book 2. You can see the agenda of them taking everything that we create and using it against us. There is no
Yes.
more man, woman, and child. In order to keep the black man down, you have to destroy the black man, woman, and child. And the mindset of the black man, woman, and child is like, look at the average family. Look how long people last in a relationship. I'm seeing girls on Instagram and on Facebook. They got a new nigga every 3 to 6 months, and it's like, yo, damn, are you serious? Every time you turn around, you seeing a black woman or a white woman taking a black man to court for half his doggone money. Are you serious? No woman on this earth should get $40,000 a month to take care of their kid. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. But this method of what they're doing is really used and aimed to break us, where females feel like, okay, I'm not going to do, like some of these females ain't worked a job in 15 years. But if they luck up and get pregnant by the right dude, they taking more than half of their doggone check. Nah, that shit is genocide. Because you're using a black woman and a black child to break the black man. And when you got to go out to work and bust your ass and give 40% of your doggone money to some woman that's programming your kid, you ain't going to like the woman or the kid anymore. And this is why these little niggas is killing in the street. Now, she taking your money because she done took you to court for child support, and she spending that shit on another nigga.
Yeah, and it's sad, and it is crazy because this is nothing new. This is generational. And I'll tell you a little personal story of mine. My daughter's mother, her mother, my daughter's grandmother, she had my daughter's mother's father on child support from the time she was a kid, and the father was never really able to be around. And his reason for never being able to be around was because all that money that he was having to work for to pay the child support ate up all of his time, took up his life. So the time that he could have spent with his daughter, he had to spend on the job having to pay child support. So it's like the mothers now trade off the relationship that the child could have with the father for a check, So it's like the kids now become a commodity and not a person anymore. You know what I mean? And when they grow up like that and they're commodities, a lot of times, some of the stronger willed kids and the stronger minded kids that happen to have good influences around them, they make it through that and they get past that shit. But other kids, it breaks them, and then they grow up to become these broken adults. And look at what's going on in the prisons. 80% of the people that go to prison come from what? Single mother households. That should tell you something. And who's the party that's pushing single parenthood? The Democrats.
But see, you know what? The one thing I disagree with when they say 80% is single. None of these bitches is single.
No. 80% of the 80% of the inmates in prison come from single parent households. But yeah, you're right.
They ain't single. There's dudes in the house. They got them baby boy Snoop Dogg niggas in the house kicking over their kids' castle. There's dudes in the house that don't give a fuck. The woman don't give a. It's sad because I'll see women sit up there and talk about, oh, this nigga ain't shit. You got X amount of kids with this man, and you talking about he ain't shit, and you've been with him X amount of years, but he ain't shit. Then you get with another ain't shit nigga. Then another ain't shit nigga. Well, goddamn, is it the niggas or is it you? You don't have the right to sit up there and say a man ain't shit when you can sit up there and spend 20 years out of your life with your kids going to school, and everything that they saw that was productive came from the Board of Education, but when they came home, they watch TV all day. But the nigga ain't shit. So you raising your kid to go outside to see productive shit either on the TV or on the Board of Education. But at home, when you looking at mom and dad, all right, this nigga ain't doing shit and this bitch ain't doing shit neither, but you productive? How the fuck you expect the kids to win? You ain't gonna win. Because in life, you gotta lead by example. Where's the bread coming from? Then you have these women having fucking kids. All right, the older kid is gonna babysit 25 other kids that this bitch done had. And mama gonna tell the kid, you can't do what I do. Why can't I? Mom, you go out there to the face-to-face on welfare. You tell them what they want. They give you what you want. You sit on your ass. You done made me raise your children while you go out to hang out and you party all you want to. I'm watching your kid. So now when I decide to get pregnant at 14, 15 years old, why can't I go get welfare just like you, mom? Why? This is you.
And the
you
cycle
showed
continues.
me. You showed me the way. And the crazy part about it is, you got some females that straight up there sit up there and tell me straight up and down, like, listen, man, I go to work, I got to pay for a babysitter, I got to pay Con Ed, and I got to pay my Section 8. No more Section 8 for me. They're going to take the money away. So now these females is like, hey, I'm sorry that child support is coming at you the way it's coming at you, but you got to be a casualty of war because I'm not going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to use the fact that I got this child right here. This child right here is ADHD, or this one right here, we're going to say this one is autism or autistic or got this syndrome or that syndrome. So I'm going to use this as a fact. Well, I got to be with this kid. I can't work. I'm going to get on every goddamn program and I'm going to milk this shit. You know why? Because if I do go to work, I'm going to be struggling. And if you go in anybody's house that's on welfare, if you go in anybody's house that's on welfare, I guarantee you they got more food in the refrigerator than a working person. I promise you that, especially if they got a bunch of kids. They got more food stamps. They got more food in their house. The lights is on in every fucking room because most of them is not paying Con Ed. And even if they is, they ain't paying that much. The lights is on in every goddamn room. Their life is a free fall.
Yep. And you know what? You ever thought of this, though? The way the system is designed, just the way you just explained it. You ever thought of this? it's actually devaluing the women, because every
Yeah.
child that the woman has, she gets money for. And if the relationship with the man doesn't work out because she grew up, in a broken home, so she doesn't know what it is to have a man or love a man or whatever, because she didn't have a father in her life, and the father is usually the first man a girl loves or learns to love. So she has one kid, she gets money for this kid, breaks up with that dude, gets with another dude, has another kid, gets more money for that kid, and then keeps going. And she doesn't realize every kid that she has is the less and less value she has, and the less capable of a man that she's going to find, because no man that's productive and working hard and doing for himself, like what I like to say, no man worth a fuck is going to want to be with a woman that has multiple kids by multiple men, because he's going to see that as an added burden that he didn't create, that he's not responsible for. So yeah, he might come through, he might hit it, but he's not going to stick around, and he's not going to dedicate his resources to that situation. And in cases where it does happen, it's very rare that happens. But for the most part, the women become devalued. Nobody really wants them. The kids grow up broken. There's all these different fathers. Some are around, some ain't. And then who finds the kids? The streets find them. Like my brother, for example, I own a business. My sister's a police officer. My older brother was a career crack dealer. You know why? Because when he was in high school, my dad was living in another state working, and my mother was raising us by herself. When I was in high school, my dad was home and he was in the house. When my sister was in high school, our dad was home and he was in the house. So the one thing that was different between my upbringing and my sister's upbringing compared to my older brother was that lack of a father. And it shows it just in the career choices that we made. You know what I mean? I'm an independent
Right.
contractor. My sister chose to be a police officer, and my brother been dealing crack for 14 years. You know what I'm saying? So the evidence is there, even in our own households. You just look around and you see it.
You know, it's crazy though when you sit back and you say, okay,